I'm just gonna surprise them without it.
We need a solo, Daryl. Acapella.
I like that, thanks, y'all. I like the way you call it.
A solo acapella.
I'm gonna try my best to speak, that's about all I can do. I got a question, guys, for everybody who's here. Can you see me?
Not very well without my glasses.
Yeah, I can see it there, you're good.
Hey, you see me? Hey, can you see me?
Yes.
Are you sure you see me?
Yes.
I want to ask you a question. I went somewhere, and prior to I was asked, would you like to go? And in my mind, no. Why would I want to go? Why would I want to go to a class where I'll have to be heard, I'll have to speak, and there will be folks who will hear me, and I'm fine here. No, I don't want to go. That's how I felt. I'll be honest. And why? Because people would see me. Here's why I'm on this. I'm not the only one, right? It happens to us. People are going to see me. Why do we feel like that?
Well, I don't want to screw up.
I like that. Okay.
I don't want to say the wrong thing or say something that's stupid.
And here's what else happens to us. They're going to see how I look. Here's why I have on this shirt. I don't like this shirt. I looked in my closet, and I wanted to find a shirt where you would see me. Because here's what's happened to a whole lot of people in our heads and in our minds. We have these things. I don't want people to see this or hear this or this. And here's what we're actually saying. I want to be seen. But as I say that, as I say we're saying I don't want to be seen, I'm still saying something. There's something behind that, right? It's what? It's a fear. Hey, it is for some reason, and we all have our own things. I don't want because of this, I don't want because of that, and I don't want because of that. And me, it's always been, they're going to hear me. The words might hang in. They're going to hear me. Here's where I'm going next. I heard her say something back there. We all have a gift. We all have them. But how can we take that gift, and how will that gift be used if you can't see me? How? Okay. Now you see me, but how about if I had it up here, and I had this chair, and I spoke to you because I don't want you to see me because I'm afraid, or I don't want you to hear me because I am afraid. Now here's why I'm on this. In that class we had groups, and in these groups we had a turn. Each somebody would have to play a part. And as you played the part you played, you had to be heard. And I seen some folks in that class, and this chair, it feels great. I'm gonna lean back. But I saw some folks in that class who were so overwhelmed with fear to where I could see in their face, they shrank. And here's why these folks were in this class. They had hoped to help folks who was having some problems. But let me hit something hard. How will I help someone else if they can't see me? Like now, you cannot see me, so how will I help you? Speak up, y'all. I want to hear you. I want to hear your voice. How can I help you if you can't see me? What are the words that the Lord gives you? Yeah? Okay, I'm going to put this chair. I can hear y'all. Why is he doing that? Now let me ask you this. Now I'm up here. It makes more sense, right? Why? Because you can see me, right? It means more. Here's where I'm going, guys. Forever. And you guys have heard me share this story. Because I stutter, I didn't want people to hear me or see me. But here's what I found in this class. Here's what I found out. for me, and it's for us all as well, that the Lord has given us all a gift. For you to use your gift, we have to be seen. Why do I say we have to be seen? My grandmother, how could she have helped me if she wasn't there, if I couldn't see her? You got to show up. You just do. Why do I say you have to show up? As I heard him say back in our class, it doesn't matter what happens after you shows up. Now, I'm going to say it again, and that scares some people. If my jeans fall down or if I'm embarrassed, yes, it does matter. He has you. He's got you. Here's what I mean by it does not matter how it works out. It's going to work out for his good. I'm going to explain what I'm saying. As I speak, if someone hears me speaking, if I hang on a word, what are they going to say? He actually does stutter. But the Lord still has him up there, and he's what? He's preaching. Prior to, I was concerned and I was worried about if I get up there and the words hang, I'm going to be embarrassed and I can never show my face again, right? Here's my point. All of these things are in our heads. And really, in all actuality, how we see it, that's not how it is. It doesn't exist like that. But we have all of these fears and all of these things built up in our minds that the worst things will happen. And if they happen, oh man, I'm going to have to move. And I don't have the money to move because I can't go back and let them see me ever again, right? Who is that though, guys? It's him. He will take our fears and use those against us. And he does. And I watched some folks here in that class, and we had a party, and there were 6 people in that class. And I heard them, and everybody was saying, who's going to speak and who's going to do what? And everybody was going back and forth. I was looking at each person's face, and there was one lady in that class. She was about, hey, this tall. And when she thought she might have to speak, she shrank to about that tall. And I could see it on her face. And she looked at me and she said, you're a speaker. You should do it. You are a speaker. And I said, just like I say here, said, wait just a minute. I'm the only one here that stutters. So why am I supposed to be the speaker? I said, nobody has an excuse. So why do you think I should speak? Guess what? They wouldn't do it. I had to do it. But I thought about y'all and I laughed. And here's why now I laugh. That's funny. Why are they overcome with this fear about something that just simply doesn't exist?
That first step is fear.
Just be who you are. And here's why I say, here's why I can say, hey, you just be who you are. Why? Because he has us. He has us. And all I could think of as I watched him, I can only think of this. You got to show up. You can't not show up. How can you do what he has called you to do if you don't show up? As I sit here with that chair, how can I speak to people and preach like this? Huh? But here's how some folks, they go throughout their entire lives. I'll wait and do it the next time. There's going to be another opportunity. I'll wait till then. Just do it now. Because I'm going to say this, some folks, they don't get them next time. We have so much time. And here's where I'm headed next. As I've grown, as I've learned it, as I look back. I'm so happy these things have happened. I'm so happy I've overcome that fear. Here's why I'm on fear, and I've got a lot for weeks to weeks. You guys better get ready, because I got some stuff. But here's what I mean by I now have some stuff seeing these people and the things that affect us. And it affects us all. It happens. But what did he say? What did he say? He said he has us, right? If we actually believe he has us, why are we still overcoming fear? Now here's where I'm going. I don't want to make it sound like Daryl's just saying it's easy. You just, hey, go do it. Well, here's what Daryl's actually saying. Just go do it. I'm actually saying that. Here's why I'm saying this. Every Sunday, I just go do it. There's sometimes before I leave the house, it's there. Oh, man. And then I think, he's got me. Just go do it. Here's why I'm making this point, and here's why I'm on this. There are some folks who have been called to do things, and they're not getting these things did. And here's why. Somebody's going to see me. Somebody's going to hear me. And I think it's funny when I see folks and I see that fear, because I understand that. Now I understand that's what the Lord has called me to do. Make them deal with that fear. It's there. But let me say this. It's just in our heads. How do I say I know it's in your head? Hey, you hear me, right? Are you sure you hear me? Nobody said anything, so I don't know. Can you hear me? Are you able to see me?
Yes.
And look, I didn't melt because you see me. There are some folks who actually believe if they see me or if they hear me, oh, bad things are going to happen, right? Because there's so much fear that is built up. And here's why I'm on this. And I know, guys, hey, this sounds stupid. And it sounds like it makes no sense at all. But here's where I'm going. If we don't show up, if we don't do these things the Lord has for us to do, it's going to affect somebody else's life. How do we get these things done if we're overcome with fear? I may have to speak. I may have to be seen. I may have to be heard. I used to actually think if folks seen me and heard me, I'd melt. And it was just fear. It was just fear. But here's why I'm on this. When I say show up, here's what's happening. Right now, the world is loud. Hey, this time was created for the church. I'm going to say it again. This time was created for the church. What do you stand on? What will you stand on? Who will you speak up for? And how will you do it? Here's what's happened. The entire world has become so loud. And us in the church, we become so timid and so polite. And we're steadily shrinking. After a while, the world is going to what? Drown us out. Nobody's going to hear us. Our actions speak even louder than our words, but our actions, along with our words, should be bold. And I'm going to say this. I had it and I didn't bring it. Let me see if I got it. I found something that this morning where I was to take that exam, that master register exam. And I remember prior to hitting in, you know, I had these plans and I did. I'll say this and I'm going to say it. And I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this. Hear this if you hear, if you don't hear anything else I've said this morning. I fell twice. That's what scares a whole lot of people. Man, I'm going to do something and I'm going to fail. It's going to be the end of the world, right? Everybody's going to know that I failed. Now, when folks ask me, I like to tell them, I failed it twice. It's the first thing I say. I failed it twice. I want them to hear me. Why do I want them to hear me? These things happen for a reason. And even if you don't pass the first time, that's not the end of the world. That doesn't mean you're not going to get there. But we have to show up. We have to do what we know we have to do. We have to prepare ourselves. We have to stay in faith and stay in prayer. And we have to do what he's called us to do. And the first thing he's called us to do is to first what? Show up. I watched Kyle in his class. How about if he didn't show up? How could he teach that class? And don't say it, I know, from a remote location over the computer. But people would still what? Have to see him, right? And I can hear, you know, he could hide behind a screen and he could have a blank screen, he could still do it. How would they feel? How would they feel? In that class, as we worked in those groups, I got to watch everybody. Here's why I'm on those groups. Each one of us have a role. We play a part in the body of Christ. How we handle that situation is of the utmost importance. Folks need to see your face. Folks need to see your actions. Folks need to watch how you handle things. People need to see you. The Lord created you for a purpose. But you have to show up. Here's what's happening, and I'm going to say it. So many of us, we're not getting there because we're not showing up. What do I mean by not getting there? For over 10 years, I didn't get here. Now I look back and say, how many people's lives might have been changed had I have shown up? Now I'm going to read 2 quick things, so he has to speak, but I'm going to read some quick verses, and I want you to hear what the Lord said about us showing up. And here's why I'm on this. I know you guys are saying what, but here's what's said. And all of us, well, I'm going to say all of us because we all don't have this, but there are some of us who have this. How I look. And I'm going somewhere. And here's why I'm going somewhere, because I want you to understand what I'm saying. Because of how I look, because I'm short or tall, or how I feel, or because of the words my name. A whole lot of us have something. And it makes sense, right? Hey, I don't want to go. Hey, when she asked me about that class, here's what I said, and I can say it because she knows who I am. Of all of your employees, why was you asking me? And then I found out, he said, when you make it, Daryl will go. And I told him, he said, well, Daryl is probably me. And what me? But here's what's funny. After I went, I was happy out. Why? Because I learned some things about me through other people. I got to see the looks on their faces. And I thought, you guys are making this out to be something it's not. That's not at all how it is, but it's there because of what you built up in your mind. And here's why I'm on this. How many folks knew they were called to do some things, but they didn't do it because of that fear? And what is that fear? I might fail. I failed twice, but still. I'm an advanced EMT. And it's not just that. Sometimes in life, the first time it's not going to work out. Now I can say I'm glad some things didn't work out the first time. But it's okay. It's okay. If we'll stay at it, if we will show up, then what's going to happen? Because he has us. He's got us. You're going to get there. But here's what has to happen. We have to first get beyond this mindset. And there are things that happen in your body. There are correspondences that happen. Palms start to sweating, your stomach gets in a knot, you get nervous, and these things overcome us. And see, I can't do it, right? You got to talk your way through it, and you have to lean on him. I'm going to read these scriptures in 2 Timothy 1 and 7. Here's how it reads. It says, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And of a sound mind. What that sound mind is and has to be. And here's what that is for me. And as I was saying back there, I'm going to hang on to him. He has me, so I'm going to hang on to him. He's going to get me through it. Here's what my sound mind is. I can't do it, but he can. He's going to get me through it. And the same as me, he will get you through it. How do I know? I'm up here speaking it to you, right? That's the only way I can do it. He's going to get me through it. And if he gets me through it, he'll get you through it. And I'm going to say it again. I'm the only one here that does what? Stutter. And I'm up here every Sunday. How? Him. He gets me through it. And here's my very last verse I'm going to read to you. And here's why I'm on this. It's happening to us, and it's real, and we need to be heard. We need to be seen. We have to be seen. It does not matter what you do and what your role. You need to be seen. You need to be heard. So be heard and be seen, and let him take care of all else. He will work it for his good. He just will. Here's my last verse in Joshua 1 and 9. Here's how that reads. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed, for the Lord, your God, is with you wherever you go. Wherever you go, it does not matter what you're doing, he's there. He has you. As I went down there, as she drove, as we got closer, and all of these different things they played at in my mind. Folks are going to hear me. Here's folks who don't know me. Here's folks who don't know I stutter. They're going to see me, and they did. I'm a big black guy, right? They saw me. That's obvious. They heard me. But here's what happened. It didn't matter. It worked for his good. The world is going to see you. It doesn't matter. Here's why. It's going to work for his good. Now, what is for his good? Hey, that you be what? Successful. Hey, no matter what he has do it. It's going to work out for his good. It's going to be okay. But just do it. Don't be like me for 10 years, sit back there and be concerned about things that don't matter. Here's what matters. If you don't show up, it means there's somebody's life that you could have helped change is not going to be impacted. And I'm going to close with this. Here's folks, I'm a hot mess. Well, they need to see a hot mess. Here's a hot mess that what? He fixed. It doesn't matter what your story has been. That has been. Show them what he has done. Show them what the Lord can do. Change, right? He can change everybody's life. But we have to show up and we have to be seen. Thank you.
Well, I recall knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt that I could not speak before a group of people. And then God said, get up and do it. Well, I've always had this fear of not doing what God told me to do. I have that fear because of a few times that I have failed to do what he made clear. He didn't give up. He come back and said I still had to do it. Today, I planned to speak a little bit about what the Bible calls the end times. And I'm not standing up here telling you that the end is today or tomorrow, telling you it could be. I don't know when it will be. I know that there are a lot of prophecies in the Bible, over 300 prophecies of Jesus' first coming. They were fulfilled. There's more than twice that many prophecies in the Bible about Jesus' second coming. Since all the first coming ones were fulfilled, I have no doubt that the prophecies about the second coming will be fulfilled. One of those things, the second coming couldn't happen until Israel was back in her land. I haven't asked Lita if she remembers, but old enough she may remember when Israel was given their land back in 1948. I don't remember it, but it was in my lifetime. That has been fulfilled. Israel has a land. The prophecies that God gave to Abraham say that that land will be much larger than it is. I'm pretty confident that that won't be fulfilled until the millennium. after the tribulation. The Bible makes clear in Paul's writings that there will be what we refer to as a rapture. And I know the word rapture itself is not in the King James Bible. I'm not sure if it's in some of the other versions. The word rapture comes from the Latin term meaning to be caught away. That is prophesied, as I said, in Paul's writings, but there are no signs that have to be accomplished before the rapture can happen. One thing that the Bible says that will happen before the end is what it calls the great falling away. In 1960, between 80 and 90% of the people in the United States said they were affiliated with some church. Close to 60% came to church on a regular basis. I mean, they were there every Sunday unless they were sick or something. Today, well, in 2020, the last figures that I have come up with, 53% of the people in the United States say they are not affiliated with any religion. They do not go to church. They do not go to a synagogue. They do not go to a mosque. That leaves only 47% who are affiliated with some religion in the United States. Of those 47% that are affiliated with some religion, I'm confident that many of them are not actual Christians. Those that go to the mosque and say they're Muslim, they're definitely not Christian. As I gave you the figures about 1960, there was between 80 and 90%, and approaching 90%, who said they were either Protestant or Catholic. Now we have mosques and we have synagogues that we didn't have back then. What are the two fastest growing religions in the United States today? Muslim is one.
Hindu.
No, actually not. It's
Scientology.
all the
Oh, I hope not.
what's this group of people out on the Triangle Range?
Oh, Mormon.
Mormons. Supposing those two are the fastest two growing religions today. Those two religions have something in common. The person who started those religions, the Mormons by Joseph somebody another, and the Muslims by Mohammed, both say that an angel brought them their book. quoted it to them. You know, I actually believe it. But it was not an angel from God. It was an angel from Satan. The Muslim religion is so plainly opposite to Christianity. Christianity is the only religion I know of that preaches love. Try to convert people by talking to them, by loving them, by showing them the right way. The Muslim says, if you're not willing to convert, I'll just kill you. Because we're going to be all Muslim. That is their basic religion. Now, I know there's a lot of talk about that only applies to some of them, but every one of them goes by this book of Mohammed that plainly says if they won't convert, you should kill them. Those people have a right to believe that way. But we, my generation, so me, have failed miserably at spreading the gospel of Christ. For that many people to have fallen away from the church just in the United States in my lifetime. And in 1960, I was already 15 years old, so I was old enough to know right from wrong. In the late 50s, there was a resurgence of religion, Christian religion. There were more people joining the church than there were being born in the 50s. But my generation has failed miserably at telling the people around us the gospel of Christ. Satan's getting ahead of us.